defensive wins here, Gehenna.
Yeah, it's
on
brutal.
this map. So that's really rough. We'll see how they fare this time, though.
It can be a little weird on the defense, but we'll see how they do. Yeah, you're going to hit the Viper wall. Poison wall is up. Trying to push through mid on the pistol round is TNL.
Yeah, just looking for the cut off. Make their way through. Agnes already getting tagged up quite a bit there in Kitchens. Going to be pulled back over to the hall. Bagnan situated here on site. Does manage to drop the spike. Exy going to be planting just on the other side here. Gets it down on the ground. Bagnan starting to advance forward as we do have a little bit of a trade out. Harry going to get dropped. TS managing to find one. Suddenly an explosion of kills though as TNL look to take this round. Tap in on the spike, push around the corner. Echo manages to find one, spots that Bagnan as that poison does come down. You have to remember this is on the buff patch. So if he steps into that, it's going to drop him down to 24 HP remaining. And TS won't even give him the opportunity to get poisoned. We'll just go ahead and finish him off.
Yeah, it's a lot of Bagnan doing the best that he can, but TNL just ready for a lot of the reinforcements and the other things. It's a pretty easy cleanup there. Good usage of their wall to cut off mid. Really only got to worry about Kitchen coming up there through the first part of it. There is the Sage up there, but they're able to cut through pretty easily, get the spike down. And first round goes to TNL.
Solid start for them. As we take a little peek at some penguins and a snowman.
Those look like the penguins from that zoo movie. The Madagascar?
Madagascar. Oh.
Yeah.
Genuinely, never seen it.
Oh, well, you, sir. It's okay. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of cute.
Never was much of a DreamWorks guy.
Yeah, me neither. Not going to lie. Well, TNL pushing through into B. And Bagnan going to be the one on defense again as Jet, a few others, the Sky, heading over in that direction. TS.
Got the lineup.
Yeah, you got a lot of cover with this wall.
Yeah, so they've got the poison wall now. Ice barrier coming up. Blind connects. Ritzy does get blinded for just a moment there. Spams through, does manage to find a kill. The side now going to fall off screen as Harry picks up the enemy Sky. Two members down and outgunned. This is looking good for TNL to just go ahead and secure the round. The question is how many guns can they hold on to? Can any of these be taken away? See, holding in the back here of yellow. Waiting for somebody to push forward. They make their way around the poison wall. Ice barrier has been broken down. Ritzy holding his hard angle will just tailwind out. And here's the wraparound from TS. Gets the catch onto Agnes, and now it's just hyper real with a shorty playing at range versus ghosts and SMGs. Does not stand a chance. Echo will come up with the final blow. Flawless play here from TNL as they move up 2-0.
Yep, pretty solid execution on that. The wall makes it so dangerous, even with the flash nailing a couple of members of TNL. You push through the poison wall, and all of a sudden you're in a world of trouble. Just some sprays through it. When you move back, you're so weak already. Just a couple bullets clip you, and doesn't matter where they hit you. You're basically done. You can see Ritzy taking good advantage of that. Harry as well. And another nice thing about that poison wall is it saves you smokes, right? Like,
yep.
you only have to use one wall to cover what would normally take two smokes. Well, this time, heading over towards Belt is TS. Quickly takes that down. Drone out in front.
Worth mentioning, TNL, like, they have 3 rifles right now. You know, this isn't just going to be 5 SMGs coming into this. Several of them just opting in for the round 2 rifles. Exy especially has always been a big user of that. As Hyperreal gets found in the back corner, and they are just crumbling one after the other. 3 members go away here for Gehenna, and it's just Agnes and Bagnan left alive. See what they can get done, but they desperately need to get some of these guns out of TNL's hands. That's a solid start, as Ritzy does fall. Exy, however, holding on the side, which just snaps right onto him.
Yeah, that's easy for Exy. TS gonna pick up
I mean,
another
he's
one.
got a res. They really could just res him back in just to have that 5th rifle to keep the economy alive, but it seems like they're not going to opt in for it. Wants to save it just in case they actually do need it. But given the way that Exy's picking up these kills, I'd say, Dad, just burn the damn thing. Get another one up in within 2 rounds.
Oh, there's no reason not to. I mean, this is something that frustrates me sometimes as I see players hold on to ults like way too long. Like, I understand it if like you're a Sova and you have a Hunter's Fury and you're waiting for a Killjoy ult or something like that. But a lot of times you'll see players just not utilize their ults for 3 or 4 rounds. And I understand, again, if you're an Omen and you don't really have an opportunity to use your ult, but everybody else pretty much should be just trying to get them out of their hands and use them and build them back up as quickly as possible.
Well, trying to get the surprise here on top of Green. Bogdan does get out-dueled. Got a couple tags in, but actually, no, didn't. Never mind. I just looked at the armor. It's like, never mind. He whipped everything. So it's going to be similar setup here on B. Echo will just move into the poison, get this planted. The gravity well pulls him to the side, but it does not interrupt the plant. As Xe makes his way around the back, and this is what I was talking about. Could have just burned the res. Would have been 2 more charges right there. Would have put him 5 away. He does get picked off in the end, and Moves does recover a Vandal, but now in a 1v4 with Poison to deal with. This is a bit wanting, and it wouldn't be too shocking to just see him back off and retain the gun.
Yeah, you should just, you're ahead. Moves is going to go down to TS, but yeah, you're ahead. There's no reason not to keep getting more ahead. You're absolutely right here, and would have liked to see it. It's not going to be the end of the world, I don't think.
No,
TNL is handling this quite nicely so far.
They're rolling in it right now.
I mean, it looks like Gehenna's a little lost. They're having a tough time keeping track of where TNL is. TNL is doing a really good job maneuvering around like green and yellow, especially around this box. Look at this. They have no idea where Xe is coming from, so they're using the lack of vision that they're creating, their poison walls and the poison clouds, these kind of things, and they're coming around the side where Gehenna's just not ready for it at all. And the other thing is, now this is interesting. Sky can throw a lot of those birds up and over, but it doesn't really matter too much. You're not getting any value out of that. But Agnes does pick that one up.
Yeah, nice little pick off here in mid. Does find TS. And obviously that gets rid of everything. All of that Viper utility is now gone. And that's entirely what TNL are playing around. Rez will come in though, so he can get the set back up. So this is what Xe was waiting for.
All according to Keikaku.
Keikaku means plan.
I'm glad you got that reference. I appreciate that you are also kind of a weeb.
I thought you were going to say a man of culture. You would have doubled down with
no,
the references
I'm
right
not.
there.
No, well, no. I could have. You're right, but I'm not. I don't believe any of us are men of culture here.
I resent that, but
good.
TNL resenting that they lost their Viper setup over at B. Now we're just going to be changing things up over to A. They're straight down across. Moves is on this side of the wall. Poison comes out, does almost inch into that there. Looking on the corner, TS does get traded out yet again, but Xe finds 2 off camera, trying to get that next res back available. We'll see if he can clean up the final 2 here.
These poison walls are so well planned out by TNL. It makes it so hard for GH to come through them without losing somebody. If somebody is on the other side of the wall, on the right side of it, they get isolated. It's really smart stuff for TNL.
Seeker's committed to the fight. Oh man, Echo, what a flick! Straight in on top of Agnes and then gets the wall bang through. Out to the defender's spawn on to decide to finish out the round. What a play from Echo.
I mean, he just knows. He just knows the angles. He knows, that's just muscle memory right there. Flicks down, turns right to the door above rafters. Know that, somebody's there. Sprays through. Just incredible stuff. I mean, this is just showing you TNL is just light years out of Gehenna right now on this. And this is the attacker's side. Just so many smart uses of the Viper abilities. And yeah, again, I guess that's what you save the res for. Just keep TS up, because having him up makes it so hard for GH to do anything. I mean, you take damage anytime you walk through the poison, or you become vulnerable as well sometimes, depending on what you're going through. Yeah, it's really interesting what they're doing.
Well, for now, they're taking their time. Despite having the advantage, they know they've severely offset the economy here from Gehenna. So a little bit surprised that they're slowing down the pace right now. Spike is inching forward over at green as Ritzy going to come across, gets this, line up there. On to Agnes.
That ain't it.
So one gone. I mean, that's going to be your defensive ice barrier now eliminated. Your heals going to have to fully rely on the Sky.
And with a Sheriff there, I'd rather see you trying to force a close quarter situation more towards the Spike site potentially. I know you're trying to probably get information, but you stepped way out there too far without, you're basically exposing yourself to more than just one angle, not just the hallway, but also the verticality of the push through Long B.
Yep. TNL, I have to respect that they are playing this patiently. They don't want to have a situation where somebody gets taken out and then they hand a gun over and then, Gehenna can try to just save that, keep it in for the next round, and then try to recover from there. TNL are just out to punish at every twist and turn. Bogdan does have his Blade Storm up and rolling. Spike now getting planted on the back end of the Hunter's Fury. Cloud's coming down, he pushes through, but with that decay coming in, all they have to do is spam the side. They see the Cloud bursts, and they get the kill with relative ease. Another one spotted as that pulse does come through, displacing Ritzy for a moment.
Hexy can just wait here.
Just gonna eat it. Doesn't give a damn. I can heal myself. Hyperreal will pick off one. He hasn't been able to recover a weapon.
He's just hoping for something through the poison wall there, and no hope with that. Hexy gonna land the headshot. The Hyperreal going very, very well.
So I know that we had
TNL.
Like the all-time VCT and maybe even competitive Valorant ACS established just 2 nights ago in Europe.
What was it?
But
remind me.
Within it was like 518 or something disgusting. Exy might be able to challenge that here.
Well, I mean, he's destroying.
Actually destroying. Hopefully we can get the scoreboard up at the start of the next round, because I'm not sure how many kills he has. I can just tell you that it's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, they're putting him in great situations. I mean, with all of the vision blocking utility that they're throwing around him, it makes it so hard for Gehenna to keep track of him. And he can just sit in there, like you said, even if they throw a snake bite on him to kind of juke people out. You wouldn't think somebody's sitting in their own snake bite, but because he's a Sage, he can heal through it.
Yep.
Not the end of the world. Gehenna trying to defend this A push here.
Poison orb down. That's going to be the pit coming out as well. Everybody within just going to get reduced. Side. Now, slowly and steadily recovering from the decay. Agnes does find Ritzy, boosted up on top. He'll drop down, gets himself into the pit. Getting chunked as they have to play forward through this poison cloud. Ooh, great little corner play there from Moves. Does manage to find Exy. TS, however, gets the reload, looks to the side, manages to find a kill. Suddenly, however, he's going to be left on his lonesome. Does manage to find one, but they spot him out. They will finally get a round victory here as the defuse comes in.
I mean, what better round to do it than the round that they used the Viper Pit, I guess.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Just good patience here from Gehenna. Moves, hits a couple great corner shots, just instantly getting Exy out of the picture. And again, if you could get Exy shut down, you have a real good chance against TNL. And that really opens the door for you. So for TNL, 6-1, not the end of the world. Still plenty of money sitting in the bank. And now there's a little bit of hope for Gehenna. They're able to bank up a little bit of money as well. So even if the next round goes sideways, they still have some saved up for at least some kind of buys going into round, what are we on? We're on round 8, round 9. Yes?
Round 8.
Whatever.
Well, looks like it's just going to be a reset back over to B, at least initially. The spike is still going to be dropped outside of A main. So not necessarily fully committing to it, but if they get a pick onto Agnes yet again, then that will certainly be the go button for them to charge forward onto the site. And there it is. Exy gets the single tap with the Vandal. That's going to call for the rotation to come through over from Moves. Making his way. See, he's going to drone into Kitchen before he advances forward. Thought maybe he was just going to go straight into the back for Snowman. But TNL, they're still not moving forward. They're not committing to this site.
No, they're waiting. They want to see if they can maybe get another pick before they go for the opening, see if they can catch Bognan getting a little impatient over there. They know he's been sitting over there. They know that he's one of those guys that can definitely pop off for Gehenna. So Echo's going to use that to check. Exy's going to get yep.
Man.
Bognan gets impatient.
Another single tap kill. Just nasty. Looked it up, confirmed it. It was Zypan on Fun Plus Phoenix with a 523. 33 kills, and he got 19 of them in the first half of the map. Yeah, it was an absolutely disgusting showing there. Let's see. Managed to spot 2. Taking him down in Hall and in Kitchen. TS around the back does find Hyperreal. And it's just going to be another closeout on the round here as TNL move up 7-1.
Yeah.
5 more to go in the half.
I mean, this has just been
3 more to go in the
so
half.
one-sided that Ritzy hasn't even needed to use his Blade Storm. It's, again, another one of those ults that you can hang on to, I think, without, you know, because you usually save the Blade Storms for eco rounds when you need to hang on to some cash and try to get some kills that way. So sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you run out of bullets or something, and then you have it as like a backup gun, essentially, that you can switch to. in tough situations. So no reason to utilize that. TS this time going to wait through the Astra Nebula, going to start pushing forward to the Poison Cloud. And waiting on the other side is Decide. No hope. He had no clue it was coming, although there's 2 down.
Really great return fire as TS and Echo both do fall. Bogdan falling to 47 HP. Will retreat back up into kitchen, try to stay safe. Spike in the meantime. Rotating across mid, getting ready to move into A, where Harry is trying to clear the way. Moves coming around the corner. Had he peeked it, would have been a really good timing for him, but Harry does stay safe for the time being. Wall is used and Echo's brought back into the fray. Cloudburst to help cover their retreat. Now they'll make their way into A main. But they haven't yet cleared this back angle. Harry coming around the corner, manages to line up the shop. Now they know exactly where he is. Nebula going to be thrown onto the side. He hears that tailwind forward. Ritzy does get traded back as Hyperreal gets the punish.
Well, Hyperreal's Nebula kind of working against him. Agnes's turn to go for the res. Decide back up and running here. So Hyperreal going to be checking out the rafters area. Spike down as we look to see Hyperreal plant a few things, see if they can get something going. Decide, waiting to see if anybody spots out of the box.
Actually was spotted. They knew exactly where he was. They get the cleanup. It's going to be yet another round win here for Gehenna. So, two career defender side round wins on Xbox now.
They did. Well, it's been interesting. So the early start to that round, losing a couple early on forces out the res, forces out the wall, forces out a couple smokes from TNL. All of a sudden, their utility is way lower than it normally would, and so it makes it way harder to push onto A. They lose somebody early. They have to send Ritzy up top on the left-hand pipes. I don't know what to, but he gets up there. They trade that out. And so it's way more difficult for them on this entry because of the early kind of falterings that they had. And Gehenna's able to hold fast and take advantage of it.
Ritzy just boosting himself off that slow field. They have the spot from the recon bolt for a moment. Doesn't take any damage in response. Just gets a little tag onto Bogdan, taking him down to 89. You know, it will just be this push back into the A site yet again. A couple stars set up. Likely going to be Nebula's used here in the end, but let's see what he opts in for. It'll be 1. Poison Orb now emitting. Wall comes up. TS spraying through, looking to get a straight connection with somebody weakened.
Just hold it for now, but the reinforcements are coming through screens.
To make their way along those back rafters. Ooh, the Hunter's Fury from moves. Manages to find Harry. Bogdan coming around from the side. Takes down Ritzy. Gets Exy right in the face. And that is the cleanup as Echo just can't do a damn thing. 5 members standing strong. There is the flawless here from Gehenna as they pick up a 3rd round win.
So A has not been going well for TNL.
Nope.
They need to find another way to do that. They got to either get somebody up into rafters, get a little more verticality going, keep somebody up there, whether that be Ritzy on the jet, or sometimes you can use those cheeky walls for Exy to get up. But they're kind of getting pinned in the back spots of the site, and yeah, you can use the poison wall to really cut off like half the vision there on the A site. But with the Hunter's Fury here, look at this. This is just knowing the map, knowing where your opponents are likely to be. Just 9 million IQ stuff right there.
Oh. Blade Storm out here for Ritzy. Dart does get cleared. Hasn't quite yet corner peeked. Spots Bogdan, 2 knives fly, doesn't get the hit, tags him up just a little bit. Echo, however, will pick up the slack, finding 2 as they do get traded out. Exy gone from the round, however. Always going to be quite negatively impactful for TNL. So let's see how they try to pilot out the rest of this. They're going to be using that poison wall just to try to bait and make them think that this is still going to be a B play.
Yep.
Well, the rest of the team has already made their way into the A site. They don't know that this is completely unoccupied for the moment, but they should be able to figure it out pretty quickly as the lockdown will get burned. So this isn't going to find too much value overall. It will buy a little bit of additional time, but if they're going to be planting as this runs in,
it's just good timing from TNL, man. They use that wall, like you said, and they instantly turn on a dime because GH was in a great position to rotate over. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. There it is.
Okay, Cosmic Divide does come through, moves. Just dipping in and out of the different sides of the wall. And remember that this does dampen sound. Poison will come down. Delay a little bit further as they try to wait out this wall as much as possible. However, Harry manages to come up with both. Now they just have to spray through. Hyperreal down so very low. I don't think he even got the spike to halfway. Maybe just barely did, but either way, it seems like this thing is going to detonate. TS starting to back off, trying to make his way out of there, but will not be able to do so. Gives his life for the cause. The two members left standing. TNL, Harry with his hands in the air, cheering after his double kill clutch. Will take us into the last round.
Because they finally successfully planted on A.
That it could be that as well. Not since the first few rounds have they been able to do it.
Yeah, it's just great play calling here for TNL. Just turning on a dime after, yeah, they trade 2 for 2 on B, but that's not good enough. On B, they've been doing a really good job of getting the pick onto Agnes early, and then either quickly following up and trying to isolate Bogdan or being slow and waiting for him to over-aggress. This time, though, it trades 2 for 2, and the rotation is extremely fast from Gehenna, so the decision for TNL is fantastic to move back. Now we got op shots being traded, and it's going to be Ritzy who's going to win it. Gets the headshot on a Bogdan.
Yeah, op v op. I mean, he had taken the first shot, so he had reloaded. Knocked it back, got another one in the chamber before Bogdan was able to do so. Quite a bit of damage now here. Onto Agnes, just hightailing it the hell out of there. Did manage to get the heal off onto himself. But it's only going to be 71 HP for him unless he can get some heals to come through from the side.
Echo's second shock dart almost got him. That was really nicely attempted. It was a quick jump over the wall, tried to bank it once, and just able to dodge it with Agnes.
If he had banked it the other wall, it might have actually been able to do so.
That's a good point.
Got it off the left side rather than off the right. Might have been able to get enough distance on that to actually pick up the kill.
That would have been
quite
nuts.
cheeky, but
yeah,
does not happen. Poison Wall is going to be coming up yet again, but they're starting to back off. So yet again, just using this as bait, and they already have Harry quite far forward. Should have heard the rotations out from A and called that this is empty.
TS has got to lock mid down here. And Harry, that's huge though. Harry getting that kill really opens up a lot of space over there. 2 for Harry. Decide down. TS gets Agnes.
Let's just move to the back of the site, and Harry will clean up 3. A flawless way to end the half. 9-3. TNL kicking things off incredibly well here on their pick of Icebox.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping Gehenna would be a little more prepared for Icebox. To be fair, this is a very difficult map. A lot of teams do really struggle on it. It's tough to prepare for because there's so many different angles you have to know about. There's so much going on in the map in terms of just stuff. I don't know how else to put this. There's like so much furniture and other things like crates, and there's so many different angles you can see stuff from that you can get up onto. There's a lot of verticality you have to deal with on both sites, so it is a challenging map mentally.
Yeah, there's a lot to clear. Got to be looking left, right. You got to be looking up and down as you go into these different sites. And they definitely are struggling with it. I mean, 3 rounds picked up. It's the first time. This is only the second time that they played Icebox so far.
Sure. It's hard.
At least here in 2021, we should say. But let's see how they fare on the attack. They were able to pick up multiple rounds in their first time playing it on attack, so we'll see how they fare. But TNL on defense on Icebox is a very scary prospect. Already netting this many rounds on attack is very worrisome.
This is like the music that I imagine that would be on in Viper's Pit. Like when she pops that all, it's just like just chilling out in the club,
It's like I hope that they do it again for the new movie, but music like that is what gets me excited for like the new Mortal Kombat film. Because it just feels like that's.
You're excited for that? Let's start with that. You're excited for the new Mortal Kombat film.
I think that.
Let's start there.
I think that there's hope. There's a lot of great actors.
I liked the first one, to be honest. So you know what? I'll go with you on that.
There's a fantastic series on YouTube that looked really good. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the game. TNL starting things off. Find 2 kills. Echo will get straight down through that cloud burst. Wasn't enough to protect him. So Decide does manage to find a single kill. Still going to be an advantage now for TNL as the heal goes out on the Ritzy to top him back up. Nexy, however, does have to fall back as he gets tagged down to 56. 3 members strong, still looking to take this A site. The Trailblazer will move forward. Doesn't really get too much vision, though.
TNL's doing a great job with their placement early on, taking advantage of the fact that Gehenna wanted to go into Belt. They push right up there, get the double. Yeah, they lose one, but Ritzy has the maneuverability of Jet to get back to his Sage, get healed. And then they put themselves in positions where they know, you know, a Trailblazer or something, or the drone is coming out, and they're in spots where they won't be spotted.
Well, you can see pushing through that wall, just taking that decay damage. Harry, set up in mid, up top here on the ramp, will get smoked off by the Nebula. Oh, man!
What?
Great shot, Hyperreal. Just getting the read. Completely destroys him, and now it's going to be the inch forward here onto the B site, and suddenly things are very well evened up. Health advantage even is going to be there for Gehenna.
I don't know about that wall.
Ooh, I don't know about taking the time to throw out that poison. Hyperreal does manage to get the plant off above. That's why this wall here in kitchen is so very crucial to try to cut them off. Agnes just continuing to play inside. Wall gets broken. Hyperreal getting dinged. Very low HP remaining, and TS will manage to clean it up. TNL starting things off here, winning the pistol round, getting set up quite nicely for the second. And, I mean, from here, they can really just run away with it.
I'd rather see that wall saved for after the spike is planted and either cut off Snowman or something else. Cutting off that angle there is just kind of a reactionary. You're scared that somebody could be there. You're not sure what's going on. And I think you're better off just keeping an eye on it with your guns and, you know, hoping you can win the trade in transition. I think when you're defending the spike, I think you have a lot less angles to worry about, because that wall gets taken down pretty quick with the knives or the guns or whatever you want to do it with, and then it basically doesn't give you much information other than, hey, they're coming from that way anyway. I mean, they could have kind of come that way if they had gone through mid under tube basically anyway, so I'd rather see that wall saved.
Speaking of walls, just ensuring that if anybody moves out to green, they are going to get chunked, and this Viper is in pole position to go ahead and mow them down. TS not opting in for an SMG or a rifle, is just going to be sticking with the Ghost. Knows that he can just get those 1-2 taps coming through. As the wall will raise yet again, and Ritzy's already inched so far forward. Moves is not ready. Gets his head taken off. TNL, they look to just go ahead and settle things here on Icebox, close it out.
Yeah, I mean, with nobody watching that side of A, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just easy there for Ritzy to just sneak through it. That's just completely just a misstep by Gehenna, not kind of realizing that would be something that Ritzy would be keen to try.
Did Agnes see Harry? He's got his eyes trained on it, pushes the corner, and yep, Harry. Just goes in for the repeat. That second shot does not connect. It absolutely needed to.
We really need a player named Sally so we can make one Harry
met Sally.
Yeah. Thank you. I knew you'd appreciate that as a movie nerd.
Ritzy now boosted up on top, dodging out, making sure he doesn't get blinded. He's not bullied by the Hawk. Pushes around the corner, spots Hyperreal. Sees another one, lines it up. Ritzy, he finds 3. Another flawless round as TNL are just 2 away from closing it out.
I mean, I love the way TNL sets up their crossfires. Whether it be on attack or defense, they take advantage of the height differences on the map. When I talk about this map, I like to really hammer this point home because it's what the best teams do, is they change height, and that sets up a different kind of crossfire than probably what you normally think of. Because normally you're thinking, all right, well, I got one left and right, so I've got like 180 degrees covered, or however you want to think of it. But now you have to worry about a whole nother, you know, a Z-axis, so to speak. And that makes things even more difficult for a team that's caught just on one plane where you've got 2.
Turning forward. Stars set up here on the site for Gehenna, looking like it's just going to be an A hit straight up. As for a second I thought he was AFK, but no, it is going to be Hyperreal sitting back in the spawn, just waiting to see if anybody aggressively pushes through green, through mid, to try to get a back angle here on this attack. And he very well could catch Ritzy off guard.
It's just a pub game.
He's getting ready to make his way into that line of sight, so we'll see who comes out on top as we take a look at the kill feed in the top right. He's taking his time, and he gets the 1 tap. There you go. So the lurk does pay off, but can they close out the rest of the round? Moves up on top, has to pull back. Getting quite a bit of damage pushed into him.
That's a good one, because it'll slow up counter rotations in the future. TNL's Exy looking up from rafters.
Oh.
Echo!
comes up with two. Spike not planted yet. More time bought for the two remaining members of TNL. Now they even up the odds, but Hyperreal, the lurk around from the side. Comes up with the kill, but Exy, he gets the kill, he drops the spike down, and now it's all on Hyperreal. Trying to come out on top, and he just cannot do it. Exy, he clutches it. 3 for him, and TNL are now at match point.
Well, I really like the idea by Gehenna leaving someone in attacker's spawn. Had they won that round, it really would slow up the rotations for TNL because they have to check it. They have to be aware of the angles that you can take from being inside of there, which means you have to be pretty slow and pretty cautious about it. And you could set yourself up potentially in a position where you're lurking from a different spot, knowing that they're going to have to check that, whether that, depending on what side you're pushing and coming from. But it's really just Exy just is really darn good, is basically what that boils down to. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the scoreboard's going to be looking like. Hasn't been getting as many kills as he was at the very start, so I don't think we're going to be setting any kind of new ACS record. TS has picked up a fair few of them, but Ritzy now set up with the operator in the back right corner of the site. He's holding firm, maintaining this angle. Star's going to be placed. Trailblazer coming out. First shot does not connect. Cloudburst now in. Thrown over the top. Spots all of them. Gives the call. Yep, this is where they're at. So the Viper goes on a very slow little walk around to get over to the A site. Spike already going to be planted. They still wait for their 5th member to join in. Echo spraying through the nebula. Does manage to find Agnes. Now waits. Looks for a little bit more. Hawkshot comes through. Exy managing to find one, but it's just a bloodbath right now as Echo manages to scoop up 3. There it is. The closeout as all the members of Gehenna do go down. The defuse will come through, and TNL will take Icebox 12 to 3. Exy says, this is my defuse. Trying to get some more points. Closes it out. And there you have it. 3 rounds on the defense is as good as it got for Gehenna.
I want to know how Echo stayed alive down there. Like, I thought he was dead to rights after that flash came around the corner, and he just dodged it from the, decide that. I thought it was done. I was like, all right, well, nice job, good flash, but he didn't get quite to see what happened. But fancy footwork there keeps him alive, and that just completely obliterates the push of GH, and GH gets obliterated on Icebox.
It was 2 6-round stretches with one in between for TNL. Just fairly unrelenting. They drop, they go for 6, they drop 1 round, they come back in 8, they drop 2, and then they go another 6 leading into the second half.